The SkyTrain is an electric pedestrian caravan for communist gypsy Chinese vagabonds on their way into the city, intercepting free-falling speedball nightmares on the edge of consciousness. Perched precariously on the lip of a dumpster, teetering between roaches and rats, crack pipes and bloody alcohol swabs, strewn in alleyways to be peppered unceremoniously by the rain that never seems to end. Written in angry jailhouse tattoo ink on the insides of my brother's lips, or spoken into a broken phone that I searched all day and all night for to find someone to call for help. 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 Help me find out why all the pain in this world can be erased for 8 black blissful hours by 1.5 points of heroin. Help me snatch my Adam's apple back from the mouth of the snake that stole it and spit the poison of these days in a room full of people that are here to hear not necessarily this, but all that is strange and unrecorded, the secret syntax of the lunatic fringe. Help me track the West Coast wind, the wind that spins a styrofoam cup in reckless random abandon down the sidewalk to be kicked by passers-by, burned with cigarette butts and stuck with the stuff that gets spit up and spat out, the ephemera and detritus of this urgent urban life. Help me to understand why the police cars, ambulances, and fire sirens howl in wolf-like syncopation over the din of traffic and the friendly musical chit-chat of the not too much money-making busker who set up shop in front of the Commercial Drive liquor store. Help me to breathe this air, the air that is alive with the ecstatic insectoid language of car stereos, cell phone ringtones, and cappuccino machines, snippets of passing conversationalists caught in the melodramatic, tragicomic, self-spun web of ex-boyfriends, soon-to-be girlfriends, and people who are just friends, and perhaps always will be. Look me in the eyes and tell me that you can't help me. Feed the broken cats and derelict dogs, the totem animals of the drop-in centers and methadone clinics, the seagulls and pigeons, the crows and the sparrows. Show me a glimmer of hope and I will feed you poems about people and things that don't really matter that much if you work at a computer all day and constantly update your Facebook status. Help me cut and paste a link to a jail cell at Main and Hastings that you probably wouldn't want to click on because it looks like it might be a virus of some kind. This is a contaminated world of broken dreams and crooked realities swallowed whole by the unsteady folds of a shifting sidewalk. A world that is peopled by humans and populated by animals, where smoke and spirits collide in a funhouse mirror of crack, smack, and gag. Up, down, and sideways through this feral no man's land at the end of the yellow brick road where the so-called wizard shows you just how ugly rainbows really are. Spilled gasoline on a polluted puddle in an abandoned parking lot. All right, this one is a little more upbeat, not so depressing. A delicious little fish who I wish that I had in my dinner dish's possession informed me with laughter that she was after a casual sex between friends session. However, she neglected to mention that she would tie my head into knots of rotten polyglutinous, gelatinous, erogenous zones, fried into dot mode by the implosion of thick tie stick smoke inside of sick reptilian chameleon chromosomes. Masticating, undulating, reverberating, regurgitating, not in any way whatsoever relating to the pale male hate that seems to be prevailing inside of today's white and black male-female stalemate. Is fighting for rights kind of an insight, or is it more like a cynical owl emerging out of society's bowel movements? A slight improvement upon the constipated consonants and vowels, the words unheard inside of the fluid imagination, the repeticide of genocide that only leads to less emancipation of you and me and him inside of this big ball of radioactive ectoplasmic jism. Freedom is frequently dumb, but infrequently dumb. So please define, because the free spirit, soul, body, and mind will never, 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 ever heed the lines that seem to be drawn inside the sodomized public mind. Word, I. Not I, sometimes her, sometimes him, sometimes an androgynous being taking a breath and death-defying and breathing the skyline, seething forward towards our unworldly hopes, schemes, dreams, and whims. But not by the hair on my chinny chin chin will it ever be admitted that it is a sin to be lazily lifted and set adrift on the wind, and to laugh at the sight of that shit-eating grin. Telling us to submit to this when we know that it's that, giving thin, half-baked sins and then disappearing into thin air like the Cheshire Cat. Till splat. The pitter-patter, bitter-batter patterns of nocturnal dialect are flat as thin as the rings on the planet Saturn or Uranus. Unplanned, unmanned missions into yellow interstellar emissions of raw vision. The transmission of a heinous virus from the deep dark black hole anus of outer space into your television. Alpha, beta, gamma rays for days on end will send telekinetic dialectic subliminal messages to your friends, whose hopelessly intertwined minds are gonna find that they're at the end of that big beautiful ball of twine. Lining the walls of the womb with snuff film stills, sadomasochistic pornographic thrill kills, pages upon pages by the age of -9 months will fill the wide-eyed blank slate mind of a developing fetus, rewinded so many times in the as of yet unearthed crime of pre-birth uterine mind rape, to try to escape the more savage of ravages and present us with a new point of view from deep within the cityscape of this twisted Babylonian system, reminding us that it's ridiculous, so get with this. The rich are digging their own ditches, alienated from the life's of bitch problems, and with them are those half-assed, fence-sitting middle-of-the-road class who aspire to that ideal, the Beverly Hills appeal, the tabloid-reading TV watchers eating shit for every meal. Feeling nothing, popping pills, filling tills and paying bills. Relaxed and detached till the man with the axe moves in for the kill. Spilling the oh-so-lame brains, the profane, mundane, wanna-be insane. Counterculture vultures, squawking birds, lining up to eagerly feed on those meager feline turds. That is the shit from the cat's ass, man. Yuppification is a verb, congealing lifestyle out of the liquidly invisible phantoms whose smiles and actions define tomorrow's words. Word. Thanks a lot.